Success is measured how comfortable it makes you feel at the end of the day. Ooh. I think that's really important because success at the end of the day is really integral to you. It doesn't matter what other people think success is. And I think that's kind of the trick about my question for today. It doesn't matter what other people think success is, as long as you are happy where you are. At the end of the day, that is all that really matters. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hello, I'm FancyPlantz. You guys can call me Planties. I'm a full-time college student, part-time audit intern, and this is episode 2 of my podcast, my motivational podcast. We are still deciding on the name, but I really gravitate towards a dreamer's podcast, as well as the what is it called? The motto being grow where you're planted. And I really like that. So I hope you guys are having a great day so far. My day is going pretty well, and I'm happy to be here and recording this podcast. So the question of the week is, what is success and is it achievable? And I feel like it's kind of a trick question. I've been pondering about what success is and what it might mean for all week, and I have a mixture of thoughts on about what success is. When I've been pondering it, I really do find that success really stems off of setting smart goals. And I wrote this earlier today. I said success is consistently setting goals, pushing towards them, achieving those goals, and repeating. And I really do agree with it. In the military, I think it was very often to hear the phrase that complacency is bad. And being like an 18-year-old, I was like, what is so bad about complacency? I didn't really understand. And I think now that I am in a position where I am setting up for my life, and it's where I really have to push myself to be able to reach my goals or to be able to grow myself as a person, I really do have to push myself. And this is really the time in life where I'm realizing that the trap that is complacency, and I'm not saying that being happy with your life is bad or being content with how you're living is bad. And it is really good to be happy where you are and to be content where you are. But I think also a big part about living is pushing to do more, to be better, to try new things. And I think that's really where you can be successful. And that's really where it goes in line with me saying that success is consistently setting goals, pushing towards them, achieving those goals, and then repeating. And I think that is really important and really integral to success. And do you guys know what SMART goals are? This is something that I learned in the military, and I feel like it's always haunted me ever since I learned about it. SMART goals is an acronym for that is a framework for building goals. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-oriented goals. And this is how I really try to aim to build my goals, especially my New Year's resolutions. Last time I heard SMART goals was like in 5th grade. I know, we're bringing it back, Ghost of the Goon. But SMART goals are really important and really helpful for setting goals and achieving them because it keeps you accountable. And that's the main part too, is keeping yourself accountable to achieve your goals. And I think having that really helps you. Being able to keep promises to yourself is really important to building that confidence and believing in yourself. Desiree Jesso, thank you so much for stopping by the stream. They share that success is something that you work hard for and can be proud of, even if it's just a small thing. I love that. I think being proud of is something that's really, really important with it. And I think that is something that I've asked myself is how proud am I? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if other people are proud of you. It is something that is very nice to have, is people being proud of you. However, it is what is more important is being proud of yourself. And are you proud of what you've done for today? Am I proud of what I've done today? I could do better. For sure. And I think me streaming today is something that I'm kind of proud of. And I hope to, my end goal in general is I want to send out good into the world. And I want to push people and motivate people towards success, whatever that may be in their definitions at the end of the day. Ooh, Desiree shares their goal. Their goal this year is to lose 20 pounds at least, just to be healthier. I love that goal. It is a specific goal because you've gave yourself a goal weight to lose. And I love that the purpose of it is to be healthier. I am also on a weight journey or a health wellness journey where I'm really pushing myself to love working out again and enjoy and really pushing for a lifestyle change. That is something that I'm constantly working on, and boy, it is a journey. I think sometimes it can be really unmotivating sometimes to work on your health and wellness journey because it's not a sprint, it is a marathon. It's something that you have to work consistently at every single day, every second of the day, and it can be really sad sometimes when it doesn't feel like you are improving as fast as you would like to improve. But consistency, dedication is key to achieving your goals and getting success. So I wish the best of luck for you, Desiree, in achieving your goal for this year. Desiree shares, sometimes you don't feel like you're getting closer. I understand. And thank you. No problem. I agree. Sometimes, I think especially when it comes to a health and wellness mindset and working on goals that for your fitness and healthiness, it really can be really slow going, but that is the healthier way. That is something that is going to help you for the rest of your life. I think it could be really unmotivating sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, because with health and wellness, it is not a sprint, it is a marathon, and it is much more healthier to do health and wellness goals slower. And maybe it's only, if you're focusing on weight, maybe it's only, I don't want to say pounds and stuff because it's so different for each person. The main thing is a little something is better than nothing. I was actually watching a TikTok today and they had said showing up is what really matters. Showing up every day where it really matters. And I think that is really important, especially when it comes to health and wellness goals, because it is something that you have to do for the rest of your life. And you should find something that you can do a little by little every single day. Spoken like a psych major. Actually, I took one psychology class in college and I'm like, ooh, I like it. It was it wasn't really psychology. It was philosophy. It was a political theory class and it was a lot of political philosophy, and I learned a lot about the world and I learned a lot about our government, not our government per se, but a lot of different options about like what a government could look like. It made me realize that the more I learn, the less I know, which I think I'm quoting Plato here, but it really does feel like that. Sometimes I wish I was more ignorant, but I am happier off not being ignorant, and it is definitely a journey about learning more. Kasner shares that success is creating something no one else can. Ooh, I like that. That one's a little bit more specific. Is there something specific, Kasner, that you're thinking to create that no one else can? And Kasner says books and stories. So writing new books and creating something through that no one else has created before is your version of success. I love that. I think that's really goes in line to being a creator in general. And I really, with AI becoming more and more prominent, especially a more and more bigger possibility of being used in the world to make money, and the less likelihood about human beings like working specific jobs because AI may or may not take over those jobs. I really do hope that it's going to push us towards a renaissance of creating new things. I think human creativity can be unmatched, and I'm really excited to see more of what we create. And I think I'm really amazed to see all the things that we do create and how creative people can be. And I really like that, Kastner. Thank you so much for sharing. Creativity is very integral for being human, and I love the concept of combining that with what success is. If you're interested in joining the podcast, there's 4 main ways that you can join the podcast. 1, You can stop by like you guys are doing right now and chat and yap in the Twitch chat or the TikTok chat about what you think or whatever the conversation of the week is. So this week's conversation is, what is success and how do you achieve it? Another way to get on the podcast is you can call the number above my head. Once I open the line, of course, the line's not open quite yet. And we can have a conversation over the phone about what success is. Another way you can be on the podcast, if you would like to be on as like a guest with a special show, you can send me a DM. This one is going to be a little bit more, I will have a little bit more criteria before I allow certain people onto the show as a special guest. And then another way you can be on the show is also respond to my TikTok videos. I post a TikTok video every once in a while with the each week's topic. All right, chatterbugs. We do now have our live calls open. If anyone is interested in calling in live on stream to talk about what is success and what does success mean to you, please feel free to call the stream. If you're too shy, no worries, Dark Ryu. I understand. I'm a really shy person, and one of the reasons why I'm here chatting and talking with you guys is I want to be more confident. I want to work on my communication skills because, not gonna lie, my communication skills need some work. Okay, so one of the things that I've definitely been focusing on is working on communicating with people, and one thing I've been really working on too is my listening skills. My active listening skills need some work. Super Cool Boy Lover shares that they are autistic and not in the best home environment for that. So learning to help yourself is what motivates me to keep learning. It's selfish, but it helps me. I think learning to motivate yourself and learning to help yourself is such a important skill that not a lot of people build. And I think it is something that I actually didn't really build until recently. And it's something that I am actually working on, is learning to help myself. And I think it is amazing that you're working on that. Super cool. And I wish the best of luck for you. Today we're talking about, oh, we got another call. Hi, Desiree. How's your day going?
It's going good so far.
What does success mean to you?
I think success has many different shapes and forms. So what I think success may be might not be what you think success may be. So for me, I think success is finding something to work for and strive for and to be busy with. So like, I think it's very successful when I take my dog on walks.
I love that.
It makes him happy.
So when you say success is something you look forward to and strive for, I like that because it's very general. So it can reach to a large variety of places.
Yes.
Do you think success is achievable?
I do.
Why is that?
Because I think success is something everyone can reach for and get to. Because success has many different ways to be achieved.
I love that.
Like you can be successful with your words, or you can be successful with actions.
I like that. Is there something that you're working towards for success yourself?
Right now, I am working towards finding a job and helping my fiance with bills.
That's
So I
amazing.
hope to be successful with a job.
I hope so too. Do you have any SMART goals when it comes to finding a job?
Well, I am right now looking for places that hire for disability.
Okay.
So I know of one place near me that hires for disability, but I don't want to apply just yet because I know I'll be gone for a week, and I don't want to apply and be gone and them call me in for an interview.
That makes sense, but also it doesn't always hurt. It doesn't hurt too to let them know and just have an open conversation too, and switch around your timing when starting the date as well if you're going to be gone for a week.
Right.
But that sounds amazing. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about what success is?
That's all I can think of right now.
Well, thank you so much, Desiree, for sharing. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say to the TikTok and Twitch audience?
Thank you all for letting me speak. I had fun.
Thank you so much for speaking. I really appreciate it. It's very nice to meet you, Desiree.
Very nice to meet you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much again, Desiree, for calling in. You were so sweet. And I love that what you shared. And I wish I was quicker with my thoughts. This is why I'm learning to communicate better so I can think quicker on my feet. And I'm really awkward too. So thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it. I'm working on my communication skills. I love that you shared that. And I really liked that the way you look at it is like success is achievable for everyone, and that it can be really tied to whether it is being successful in a big goal or being successful in a little goal, and it could be really flexible in that way, and that's what makes being successful so beautiful and being human so great. And a part of like being successful is a journey. It is not an end goal. It is something that you're always constantly doing. And I think what you shared really highlighted that. So thank you, Desiree, for sharing. I really appreciate it. I wish I thought about saying that on the phone call. I'll try better. I'll try better. And let's see. Super cool boy lover shared SMART goals. Haven't heard that in a while. So, as I mentioned earlier, SMART goals is a type of goal. It's a framework to build goals. And I think it's really, really important. And creating goals, achieving goals, and making goals again is something that I think is integral and is an integral part of becoming successful and being successful and constantly pushing yourself to do more, to be better, to grow more as a person. And there's so many different ways that you can grow as a person, whether it is on health and wellness, whether it is in your education, whether it is in your communication. That's one of my goals. I want to improve in talking more. Speaking of talking, we have our second call of the day.
Hello.
Hello. How is your day going?
Good.
I'm glad you're here having a good day. Can I have like a name that I can call you? Doesn't have to be your real name. It could be a pretend name too.
Goofy.
Goofy. Hi, Goofy. Thank you so much for calling. And you said your day is going well. Do you have anything you can share about what a success is?
Like the other call, it can be anything, but this is gonna be silly.
No worries. You can be as silly as you want. Do you have any goals that you're working on towards?
Becoming a artist for money.
You want to become an artist for money? Do you have SMART goals for your big general goal of being an artist, a freelance artist? Or would you like to work for a corporation to be an artist?
Well, I don't really know since I'm still pretty young, but I'm hoping I can work for like a company or something.
Well, best of luck towards you. Do you want to go to school for being an artist?
Yeah, but I also want to go to school for some other things if it doesn't work out.
That is a smart idea. You can always go to school and go for a major in something and study art on the side as well.
Yeah, I could.
Do you have any small goals that you're working towards? As we were talking about earlier, success can be also considered for something small too. Like even walking your dog for a day. That's successful.
One of my small goals is to get a girlfriend.
What was that last part, Goofy?
Is to get a girlfriend.
I'm so sorry. You cut off right at the end. To get a
girlfriend.
Oh, a girlfriend. Well, I wish you the best of luck on that goal. I was hoping to give you some advice, but I think if you're asking for any advice, I think the main thing is just be you. Be confident in yourself and be proud of yourself. I think that is really important about success, as well as being successful in finding a significant other. Is you have to be happy with yourself and be proud of yourself.
I don't think where I'm at that anyone is gay.
You don't think where you're at that anyone is?
Well, I'm a woman, so I don't think that any other woman here is gonna like that.
Especially if there's not like a super populated area, it could be hard finding someone that you connect with, whether it is on your interests or their interests. But I think finding love is an interesting thing. We've actually talked about this on last week's podcast, where sometimes you just gotta have love come to you, and sometimes it happens naturally. And the main thing is about being proud of yourself and working on yourself and being happy with yourself. Is there something that you can do today to make yourself proud?
Not really.
Why not?
That is a very good question.
I think being proud is something so important. It's so important to be proud of yourself. It pushes you to be your best self, and love will come your way when you are confident in yourself, when you love yourself. And that is the first step of everything.
I've actually just been stalling you so I can draw your picture.
Oh, well, thank you. Do you have anything else that you'd like to share about what success is?
No, because the other person that came on here did a very good job.
Yes, Desiree did do a great job. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Goofy. Do you have anything else you'd like to share to the people behind the phone screens or the computer?
Are you supposed to be a cow or like a deer or something?
I am a fawn, a mythical creature, but you can call me Planties.
Oh no, I drew you as a cow.
No worries, close enough. All right. Thank you so much for calling in. I hope you have a great day. Dark Ryu says, can't find love until you learn to love yourself first. I think that is so important. And I think that is so, it's hard to love yourself sometimes. And I definitely understand it is a process. And it is not something that, oh, one day you love yourself and then you'll love yourself forever. It is something that you always have to constantly work on. And the biggest part is, I was actually watching a podcast the other day about being confident. And one way to build confidence is to keep promises to yourself. And I think that is so important, is to keep promises to yourself and to gain that confidence and be competent in certain things. Kasner shares, know your own worth and potential. I love that. And I think that really goes back towards what we were talking about, how important it is to love yourself and to be proud of yourself, because it's hard to figure out what you are worth and to figure out where you stand when you don't appreciate yourself enough or when you don't love yourself enough. And that is a great way to do. But I feel like what I'm saying too is so general. It's like, okay, love yourself. Okay, what does that mean? What does loving yourself mean? I'm thinking, what does loving myself mean? I think loving myself is being proud of who I am, which I think I mentioned earlier. And how do I be proud of who I am? Well, I think in general, I have to do things that I want to do. I have to do things that I don't want to do sometimes too, to be able to do the things that I want to do. I think one big thing about being proud of myself is setting those goals. As I've mentioned time and time again, SMART goals are so important. So one of my overarching goals and one of my journeys that I'm doing is to have a better health and wellness aspect. And so one of my SMART goals is to work out 3 times a week for 3 weeks. That is a goal. It is SMART, where it is specific. It's very specific because I have to work out 3 times a week. It is measurable because it's 3 times a week. So I go and I can measure how many days I go work out. It is attainable because I can, whether I'm going on a walk, whether I'm going on a run, maybe I want to do some bicep curls or some bench presses. It is definitely attainable for me. It is relevant for the SMART goals. It is relevant because it goes, so working out really aligns with fitness and health and wellness. And then it is time oriented because working out for 3 times a week for 3 weeks is my end goal. And then once I achieve that goal, I will restart and repeat again, which, as I was saying earlier, I think that is the key to success. And that is one big part of being successful, is setting goals, attaining those goals, and repeating again. And making SMART goals is really a great framework to setting goals in the first place. So, what does success mean to you? And do you guys have any goals yourself? Dark Ryu says that they do not have any goals. Well, Dark Ryu, is there anything that you'd like to work on and improve in your life? And I think that gives you a great start to, well, if you don't have any goals, then maybe you should try to set some. In general, I try to set my goals. I try to have 3 main goals. 1 for fun, 1 for my job, and 1 for like health and wellness. So I don't have 1 for my job right yet. Honestly, I'm in like a transitional period in my life, so I'm still trying to figure it out. Or like education, you know? So I need to set up a SMART goal for my education. For my health and wellness goal, I mentioned it earlier, and then 1 for fun. I think my 1 for fun is me streaming. My goal is to stream once a week and to post a YouTube video for this podcast once a week. And that is my goal. And it's smart, and it's a SMART goal. Kind of going back into the conversation about loving yourself. There was a long period, and it is something that I'm still working on to this day about loving myself. I think loving yourself is a journey. I think it is something that you're always going to be pushing towards. And I think it is something so important to do and achieve. And because of that, I took a break because I found that I found that I didn't have a life, to be real. I didn't have a life and all I was doing was streaming. And because of that, I really did not love myself as I should. And I'm glad that I took that break and I started to work on myself and I made myself goals and I've achieved them. And then I'm actually on the process of setting new goals. And I think right now, the my biggest struggle in being successful in what I mentioned earlier of what success is. I make goals, I achieve goals. And then the main thing that I struggle with after that is I have to reset those goals. I have to make new goals. And that is something that I'm working towards. So if you guys do not have a goal, definitely take some time today to think of a goal of something that you want to prove. Whether it is just going on a walk outside every single day or just going on a walk outside today. It could be small, it could be big, it can be whatever you want to do. All it matters is you start small and dream big. So Gigi asks, how do you get a girlfriend? And actually, we've talked about this earlier this stream, and we were talking about it is very important to love yourself first, to do something to make yourself proud, to be competent in what you want to do and be confident in that. And being competent in things can really make you confident. I was actually watching a podcast earlier this week while I was working out, and I was like, yes, the three things actually, let's see. So, Jay Shetty on his podcast says, what builds confidence is discomfort, keeping promises to yourself, and being competent. And being competent is so important. And I think being confident and being confident in yourself, being competent in things and working on improving yourself and making yourself proud of who you are is so important and so integral into loving yourself and achieving your goals and finding love. Kasner says, have the strength to make mistakes as well. And I think that is so important. I think making mistakes is hard, and admitting that you made mistakes and working to improve them is definitely something that I know I'm working on. It's very hard to put aside your ego sometimes, but it is very necessary, especially when it comes to needing to ask for help. And you have to be very vulnerable to ask for help. But I think that is a great way to work towards being successful in whatever your goals are. Sometimes you have to ask for help. It can be scary, but it's okay. I know recently I've asked for help from my friend and I was so scared and I was so worried. But since I asked for help, they were super helpful and unjudging, and I was able to receive the help that I needed to get. And it felt like a whole weight lifted off to my shoulders, and I felt more of a confident person actually because of that. And look at that, we got our call number 2.
Hello.
Hello. How's your day going? Happy Thursday.
Well, it's going by pretty fast, but I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm glad to hear that it's going pretty well so far. My day was
Okay,
pretty
I'm watching
good.
the screen right now.
Uh-huh.
Are you AI by any chance?
No, I think I'm a real person. Although we might be replaced one day by AI, maybe, but not yet. We're not there.
Hmm. Yeah, that is scary.
So, today's topic of conversation is, what is success? What does success mean to you?
That's a hard question. Let me think. Okay, so success is putting forth the work.
I love that. Does it mean just any sort of work?
Any putting it down,
I
getting it
like
from
that.
the mud.
Being successful and setting goals is so important, but I think I was talking earlier this stream about complacency and why complacency isn't being content with your life is not a bad thing, but being complacent
Hmm.
can cause people to stay stuck in their same place, and especially when people are not happy where they are. As what you said, being successful, putting in that work. I love what you said about how important it is to put in the work. When people are not feeling motivated or do not feel like they can do the work, do you have any tips or tricks or any advice that you'd like to share?
Oh, I know. Energy. You need to channel your energy.
I think energy is such a great thing. I think sometimes it can be really difficult to have. Some days have high energy, some days you can have low energy, but being able to balance out and measure your energy to push towards your goals is so important to have energy to be able to achieve your goals and put in that work. Thank you so much for sharing. Is there anything else that you'd like to share for today?
Get up early in the morning and take a cold shower. You'll feel much better.
I love that. Taking care of yourself is so important, and sometimes it's very easy to get distracted or not put as much priority, but putting yourself first and making sure to take care of yourself is something so important. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome, ma'am. Okay, you have a nice one, ma'am.
You too. You too. Thank you so much for calling in, and I wish the best of luck on your football. Make sure to take care of yourself and drink water.
Yes, ma'am. You have a nice one.
You too. Bye bye. Hello. Thank you so much for calling in. May I have your name or a name that I can call you?
Oh, yeah. Christopher.
Christopher, hello. I hope you're having a great day. What is success?
Oh, not dying.
Not dying. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
interesting. What do you mean by that?
You know, just living life to its fullest. Not really about money making, but being happy and being confident. That's what I truly think success is.
I love that. Being happy and being confident. What is something that makes you feel confident?
My personality, I guess.
Ooh, your personality. I love that. For those, do you have any advice for people that do not feel confident? I will take that as a no. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Christopher. I hope you're having a great day. So extrinsic and intrinsic goals. I think it's really important to set goals to achieve to achieve a success. It is very important to achieve success through setting goals, achieving goals, and then resetting those goals. And one of those main things about is the types of goals that you set. So to set up SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-oriented goals. That is a great framework to create goals. And I think another thing is to focus on the type of goals that you're setting. So there's two main types of goals: intrinsic and extrinsic goals. Intrinsic goals are goals that you set to for yourself. They're goals that are measurements that you can measure through yourself. And extrinsic goals are goals that is measured by something that other people can control or that you cannot control. So intrinsic is something you can control, and extrinsic is something that you cannot control. So when you're looking at, for example, me streaming today, if something that you focus on is view count and how many people are watching, what type of goal is that? Is that an intrinsic goal or an extrinsic goal? A viewer count goal is an extrinsic goal. So that is not a goal that is always best to it's not a goal that is always best to set. An extrinsic goal is not something that you can control. So because it's not something that you have control on, it can be really unmotivating when you're not being able to meet your goals. However, when you set intrinsic goals, that is something that you have full control of. So something, for example, if we're using me streaming as a example, something that I can control when streaming is how often I stream or what I can talk about. So an intrinsic goal about me streaming would be, my goal is to stream 1 day a week. And that is an intrinsic goal. And that is something I can control. And whether or not I meet it is something that is totally within my power. So I think that is really important to becoming successful in achieving your goals, is being mindful about the types of goals that you create. And I'm not saying extrinsic goals are a bad thing, but it does come with that caveat of it being something that you cannot fully control, where an intrinsic goal is something that you can control. So, what types of goals do you guys have? And are you guys setting them? I know I need to set up more goals, but right now I do have a workout goal and a streaming goal. So I guess my next goal I need to set up is an education and career focused goal. You're informative. Thank you, Anime Edits. I've been really focusing on improving myself, and I'm really happy with how much I've been improving on, and I'm really proud of where I am and how far I've gone, and I really want to motivate other people and inform other people of how to be successful. And I want to create that community, as I mentioned earlier, of like-minded people that have a growth mindset, that want to improve themselves and work on themselves and create goals and be better and be the best you that you can be. And that is through setting those SMART goals and setting intrinsic goals and being mindful about those extrinsic goals as well. The question of the stream is, what is success? And what does success mean to you? So think. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for calling. What can I call you? What's your name?
Hi. You can call me Doodle.
Doodle. Hello. Thank you so much for calling, Doodle. How's your day going?
It's doing great. How's your day?
I'm doing well too. Thank you so much for asking. So,
Yeah,
Doodle,
of course.
the question of the stream is, what is success?
Personally, I think it's really dependent on each person and what I think success is when you're happy with the progress you've made in life.
Ooh, I love that. When you're happy with the progress that you've made in life. I think progress is really underlying or really important word that you said in that sentence. Can you expand more on that?
Yeah, I think for example, like for my goal specifically is I want to open up my own bakery.
That's an
And
amazing goal.
I'm yeah, and my I've set these goals up for myself as I go on in life, and when I reach those goals, I feel like I've succeeded at getting to the end goal of success.
Mhm, mhm. I 100% agree with that. Do you when you achieve those goals and feel like you're at success, what do you do then?
I think it's just about being happy. Like what the point of success is to me is I will feel successful when I am happy and I am content with where I am in my life. Like for example, once I have it doesn't feel like it ends once I have the success. It just means I'm there and I can just be happy with that feeling.
I love that. I love that. And what will make you happy?
I think it's just being able to. I've been working on this for 8 years in total, going towards this
Mhm.
goal, and it's this you have to find happiness in those small successes because it's so hard to be an entrepreneur in this time,
Mhm.
and it's definitely one of those things where you have to really be patient with yourself and be happy with the small successes.
I love that. Is there any small successes that you recently achieved lately that you wanna share?
I have, over the past couple of years, I have my official associate's degree in baking and pastry. I
Congrats.
sell pastries out of my house, so it's not an official storefront, but I sell them out
Mhm.
of my house,
Oh,
and I do farmers markets.
that sounds amazing. Congratulations. And I talked about this last week about my personal philosophy of start small and think big and dream big while you're at it. And I really think what you're sharing, like where you are right now, is a testament to that of you have started small 8 years ago and you are growing towards one day achieving your goal of having a bakery. I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
Do you have any advice? If there's like if you were to look back at you 8 years ago or 9 years ago before you even started on this journey, do you have any advice about that you would give to little you?
I think it would be the big thing is you don't need other people to see you in a certain light for you to be happy. You don't need that outside approval. You don't need that you don't need to be such a desperate people pleaser in order to actually feel like you're worth being on this earth. You should be happy just being able to smell the scents in the air and how the feeling of your feet pressing into the earth. I think that finding your own happiness in life is really so much more important than other people's opinions of you.
I love that. I love that. I think I come from I'm a people person and I'm definitely like
Mhm.
recovering from that. And I think what you stated about how other people's opinions of you and you don't have to worry about that and it's really about how you feel about yourself. I think that's really that's kind of what I'm taking from what you're saying and I really do agree with that. Thank you so much for sharing. Do you have
Yeah, of
anything
course.
else that you'd like to share about what success is?
Um, I think happiness is really honestly the big goal. It you shouldn't feel the pressure of success can kind of weigh down on you on the
Mm.
what other people expect your success to be. Like, oh, you have these goals, then why aren't you there yet? Like there's a lot of pressure coming from the people around you.
Mhm.
But realizing that success should be a person by person goal.
I love that. Everyone is on their own journey. So you cannot and should not compare yourself to others, I think is really important to remember. Thank you
Yep,
so
that's
much,
about
Doodle,
it.
for
Thank you so
sharing.
much for having me.
Thank you. Do you have any last words before we end this call?
I don't think so. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
great day.
you. And you too. Best of luck on your baking journey.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you again, Doodle, for so much for calling in. I really appreciate it. I feel like my voice changes when I talk on the phone versus when I don't. It's totally it's not on purpose. I like, as I said, breathe. It's okay. Okay. As I stated before on this stream, I am working on my social skills. I want to become a more I want to work on my social skills, and I want to become a better communicator. I want to become a better active listener. And so if I do change my voice, that is something that just happens naturally to me. I'm a very tonal person. So, anyways, enough about me. We're talking about success today. Okay. Let's see. Super Duper Do shares that you can manifest anything you want. Just put your mind into and on that subject. And I love that. I think manifesting is such a strong it's such a strong skill. And I think it really goes into, yes, you can manifest, but I think it is really more important about the the actions that you put behind manifesting. You can manifest things, but really what matters is what work that you're doing while manifesting. And it's really about that perspective and believing that you can do it. And if you're wishing for something, then you can do it. Put in action, put in work, as we've mentioned before, and you can achieve your dreams. All right. Kasner says, be mindful of your media consumption, however ironic that is as well. I think that is really thoughtful. I agree, Kasner. I think it is really important to be intentional with what you're doing and being mindful with what you're doing, whether it is consuming media or what is another thing, the types of media that you're consuming, the actions that you're doing. I think it is really important to be mindful, and that is something that I am working on. Definitely, I'm working towards too. It's definitely something that doesn't come naturally, is to be mindful and be thoughtful and be intentional with your actions. Also, Marcos, welcome back to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. It's okay to give up if you don't feel happy or what you're doing. Ooh, I think that is a great point. I think sometimes, sometimes you might think that you're on a certain goal path in life and that you've told everyone that you're doing this. You're doing this, and that is something you're really passionate about. But then once you learn a little bit more, you kind of realize, oh, maybe this isn't the path, the journey of life that I want to take. And it's okay to, as what you said, Marcos, to take that and move on to something else, and to do something that gives you and brings you happiness. As Doodle says, being happy is really what is really important, and not to care about what other people think about you. And I think that is really beautiful. And I think sometimes it can be a little bit disappointing, and not disappointing. I think sometimes it can be really hard to admit to other people, or that have that pressure about other people's expectations about doing what you said that you're going to do. It's okay to change your mind. But also, I think at the end of the day, even if though it's okay to change your mind, I think as long as you're being truthful to yourself and pursuing the goals and pursuing what makes you happy is really where it matters. And sometimes you have to be very truthful and intentional, as what we were mentioning earlier, very intentional about what you're doing, and really think through and be mindful of what you're doing, and ask yourself, are my actions actually helping me achieve my goals? And even if you are in a transitional part where you are switching your goals, I think it is really important to set those goals and be mindful about what you're doing and why you're doing it too. You're so positive when you talk to people. I appreciate it, Super Duper. That is something that it's something that I'm practicing on. I think in general, I'm a very fairly positive person. It's very easy to focus on the negativity. And I want to focus on encouraging people to be better, to do better, and we can all achieve success together. Oh, Kasner shares, try to be realistic, not a pessimist or optimist. Ooh, I like what you shared, Kasner. I think what you said about being realistic is a great point. I think that really goes back to, again, I'm preaching about this all stream, about SMART goals. And one of the main parts about SMART goals is attainability and setting up realistic goals and realistic expectations. Oh my gosh, I was watching a Hello Kitty video, a Hello Kitty show, and the moral of the show, the episode, was setting realistic expectations. Are your expectations realistic? And I think that's something that I personally really struggle with, is setting realistic expectations. A lot of the times I find myself disappointed, not a lot of the times, but sometimes I find myself disappointed about something, with the result of something. And it's because my goals were not realistic. And it's okay if I have not met my goals. That just means I need to figure out what I can do to improve it. But also it's very important to analyze and make sure that your goals are attainable and realistic. And that's really why, again, why SMART goals is a great framework into setting your goals. Insanity Quill asks, any advice from recovering from an injury? Ooh, a great question. So, well, one, I think it is really important to follow the advice from your doctor. Listen to your doctor. Go to a doctor if you have the ability to go see a doctor, and follow what they said. I think it is very important to balance pushing yourself as well as taking care of yourself. I think it's really hard sometimes to give yourself grace. It is so easy to just think that, oh, I'm not doing enough. I can do more. Oh, I'm weak. Oh, I am a terrible person. I can't do this. I can't do this because of an injury, And I think it is really important to have a mindset and to shift your perspective in making sure what the expectations you are setting is realistic as well as achievable. And I think that's, again, why SMART goals are so important. So I guess my advice when going through an injury is to go through your doctor's advice, follow your doctor's advice, to try to set up SMART goals and make sure that they are achievable and realistic as well as measurable, and ensure that there is something that is an intrinsic goal, that is something that you can control versus something that you cannot control. Like, say if you're going through an injury and let's say your knee hurts and you cannot walk very well, or you cannot run, but you can walk. And you can walk maybe only 5 minutes every hour, 5 minutes a day. Well, start off with just 5 minutes a day or 1 minute a day and slowly work on that. And whether it is walk 1 minute a day for a week and you achieve that goal and your knee feels okay, then maybe next week will be 2 minutes. And there you go. You've already doubled. If you go from 1 minute to 2 minutes a day walking, you've already doubled what you were doing the previous week. And that is really beautiful. And by building little by little, by setting new SMART goals each week, that is something that you can one day maybe go running again. Be kind to yourself and push yourself at the same time. Jaden Waters says, hey, just know that you're strong. Don't let people get you down. You are brave. Have a good day. Thank you, Jaden, so much for sharing. That is so sweet of you. And I love that. You are strong. That really goes into a podcast that I was watching the other day. And they were talking about you are enough, but there shall be more. I love that. You today are enough, but you shall be more. You shall be better. You shall improve. And I do believe that. I think everyone can improve. Maybe some days there might be some step backs, but what really matters is and what you learn from it and how you move going forward. Every day is a new opportunity. You can achieve anything that you put your mind to. All right, we got another call. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for calling in. May I have a name or something that I can call you by?
It's Quill.
Quill, thank you so much for calling. Insanity Quill, right?
Yes, Insanity Quill, but you can just call Quill. It's
Quill. Okay, I'll call you Quill. How's your day going?
It's going good. I've been cleaning.
Oh, cleaning is... It's always something that never goes away, but I think it's always so worth it. My husband always says, a clean house equals a clean mind. Do you agree with that or disagree?
I can agree with that. My fiance doesn't say it, but she definitely likes having a clean house.
Mm-hmm.
So I can definitely understand that.
Yes. Do you have anything that you specifically about success that you'd like to share?
I would like to say that success is just getting those little goals done, even if it's like the easiest thing in the world to do, because the achievement of getting that done can make you feel happy. And when you get something big done, same thing. It just makes you feel happy. And as long as you just have a positive attitude of going through life, no matter how successful you are, because success is always different for everyone, my opinion. But I just say, as long as you can complete the small things in life and it makes you happy, I think you're already being successful.
I love that. And I think what you mentioned about the small things in life, that really highlights what we were talking about earlier. Another thing that you stated was positive mindset or positive like being happy about it. Can you expand more about like how important mindset is or what impact does mindset have in being successful?
I will take from my injury, honestly, on this explanation. So I did get hurt and I am recovering from a concussion. And
Mhm.
it was really the small things that I was able to redo in my daily life that made me feel better about myself, especially because it's slow progress, it's success progress, no matter what. And I guess, how do I phrase this? Um, it's very easy to slip into depression when you have a concussion because
Mhm.
when I first got hurt, I couldn't go outside because the sun gave me a raging migraine, headaches
Mhm.
24/7 because my brain got shaken up really bad. And
Mhm.
because of that, the first few months were really hard. And with the therapies I've been going to, not just like uh, talking therapy, like physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, even to help with memory. Uh, Completing small goals actually made me feel better. And with
Yes.
that, it made me keep progressing to the point where I am now. I'm still having struggles with sound sensitivity, but
Mhm.
I have accommodations for those like earplugs. So I say like being happy and having a good mindset can really lead to you achieving more, even if it's small things, like I said before. And then those small things can build up to something big because you never know what's going to affect you and like where it's going to take you in life. So as long
Mhm.
as I think you have a goal, no matter how big it is, you're always going to be progressing.
I love that. Thank you. And you've mentioned earlier about slow progress. What have you learned about this slow progress? Do you have any like advice or anything that you'd like to share about what you've learned?
About little progress. So I know some of the things I'm gonna be listing sounds like, wow, that's so easy, but do keep in mind, chat, and just anyone who's listening, I am
Mm-hmm.
recovering. So, uh,
Of course. Don't put your
moving, yeah, yeah,
everyone starts
lifting
from
objects was
somewhere.
hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, uh, I do manual labor jobs. I install solar panels, so like that's lifting like 80, 100 pounds. Now
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of lift like 30 pounds. And it's that slow progression that I gave myself to try to lift 10 pounds this week, do as often as you can, and like that slow progression to get back to not having a headache when lifting something heavy has helped me realize that the small steps really do turn out to help the bigger idea.
Yes.
And yeah, so uh, now I'm working on going to the store with all the people talking and all the noises and all of that to help my sound sensitivity. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
small increments of that so that I can start going back to the store normally and not having to walk out after 10 minutes.
I love that. I think it's really amazing that you've been able to push yourself throughout since I believe you said since February and work
Yeah,
on your goals and working through that slow progress. I think it can be really unmotivating and really hard to work through some things and especially when it is very slow progress. So I think it's really
yeah,
inspirational that you've shared about like where you started from like lifting barely moving anything to be able to slowly work on yourself, and now you're working towards like other goals. I think that is very beautiful, and I really do think it's really highlighting what we were talking about, what success is, and just slowly working on yourself, improving yourself 1% every single time, really will get you um, to getting to that point, as well as being happy with yourself and about that mindset too, is really important. Important.
Yeah. And I would also like to add that like it's not just me helping myself. It's my family, my fiance, my friends who have also positively supported me as well. Because having no one, that's going to be a lot worse for someone who does have no one.
Mm-hmm.
So always try to reach out to a friend or a family member, and I'm sure they can understand. Maybe not all of it, but most of it, because I know my family doesn't fully understand all of this concussions and how sound and light gives me headaches,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but they're still very supportive. And I think that is also kind of what helped me get through these months.
Mm-hmm. I think that's beautiful. I think having a support system is something that is having a community is really important. And I'm really glad that you have somewhere that some place where you are supportive. And even if they do not understand, that they are willing to be there along your journey for you.
Yeah,
Do you have anything else that you'd like to share, Quill, about what success is or any advice?
I guess the only advice is um, it's okay to take breaks. You can be working on something, and it's okay to take breaks and then go back to it. Um, I've learned that a lot with not being like getting fatigued a lot faster when cleaning and all of that. That I just have to take a break. If it's 10, 5 an hour, um, you have to decide that on yourself. But taking breaks are okay. It's not procrastinating. It's not, you know, avoiding to do the work. We all just need breaks, and that's always something to be mindful of. Don't just push through it.
I love that. It's very important to take breaks and take and rest. I think it's very overlooked about resting, and resting is not as seem doesn't seem as important. And being able to appreciate the work that you've done, whether it is big work or little work, it is really important to take the time to acknowledge the hard work that's been put in. Thank you so much, Quill, for sharing. Do you have any other last
I think
words? Oh,
last
sorry. I
words.
you're you
I hope
off.
everyone. You're
No,
fine. You're fine. Last words. I
it
hope
doesn't have
everyone
to.
has
What
a
were you gonna
wonderful
say?
day.
Well, and
I
you
don't.
said you
I
think.
don't remember.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm not saying I don't remember because I don't want to say it. It's like I have bad memory still.
No worries. I
You can
understand.
imagine why. But last words. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I hope everyone has a wonderful week and a great weekend. Stay safe, stay hydrated, eat plenty of yummy foods, and just keep chugging along and
Choo
take your
choo.
breaks.
Thank you so much, Quill. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk and chat. And I wish the best for you in achieving your next goals. And I hope you have a good trip to the market.
Thank you.
All
You
right.
have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
All right, Chatterbugs. Oh my god, this has been such a great conversation. I appreciate you, Quill, as well as Desiree, Goofy. Oh, we didn't get we didn't get two people's names. Someone went to college football, and as well as Huckleberry and Doodle. And again, Quill, thank you so much for giving the stream a call. I really appreciate it, as well as everyone who has joined in on this conversation. Again, this has been a great opportunity to talk and discuss and to share about what success is and what success means to people. Ending thoughts. My thoughts. So what did you guys learn from today's stream? I learned that success does not matter how big it is. It does not matter how little it is. As long as it makes you happy, as long as it is something that you are proud of and something that you are working towards, is success. And I love that actually. I am very surprised that no one here today said anything about success being money related. I think that is actually really interesting and really it's nice to hear. I think it's so off. I feel maybe it's just in the corner of the internet that I am, but I feel like success can often be tied to how much money you make. And I love that we did not really talk about that today. We more focused on being proud of yourself, being happy where you are, and pushing yourself to do better while also being kind to yourself and taking breaks when necessary. And I love that. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate the time that you guys took to listen to this podcast. If you guys are interested and have not checked out episode 1 of this podcast, go ahead and check it out. It was about personal philosophy, and we shared some great conversations from my TikTok audience about what personal philosophy means to them or what their personal philosophy was. And I think it was a really interesting conversation about being intentional with your actions.